Before I start the video, I just want to clarify the elephant in the room, which is my outfit. And before you ask, yes, I'll be wearing this outfit throughout the entirety of the video. So as far as I know, this video can be about like an hour long, and I would have to wear this outfit throughout the entire video. Don't ask me why I'm torturing myself like this. I just felt like it'd be nice and festive to wear an outfit like this. It is pretty itchy though, so I'm gonna try my absolute best to maintain this outfit throughout the entire video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy New Year's. I hope you guys are all enjoying the holiday season as much as I am. 2024 has been quite the bumpy road for me, with it being a roller coaster of emotions with a ton of life things happening in my life. Life be lifing sometimes. But yeah, so as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about some Christmas movies that are binge-worthy and that you should watch on the holidays. And at the end of the video, we'll be talking about which is the best Christmas movie to watch out of the ones I'm about to list. Just a couple things before we get into it. These are all movies that have a consistent theme, as they're all released from the 2000s, except for about one of them. I believe that one was released in the 90s, but you know, you'll see. And then also, these are not biased, these are just my honest opinions. Well, actually I might be a little biased, so no promises. Yeah, so the movies in question that we are going to be watching are The Polar Express, Elf, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey one, Home Alone, and Arthur's Perfect Christmas. And before you scream at me in the comments saying, oh, that's just an animated TV special, I consider it to be a movie, and it's one of my favorites. And I was like, you know what, I need another movie that's from the 2000s. I was like, you know what, we're just gonna put that in there. So yeah, so enough yapping, let's get to clapping, and let's rank these movies. Starting off from the very first movie on our list, we have The Polar Express. Wow, this movie this movie feels like a fever dream, and I mean that in a very interesting way. I mean that in a good way. The Polar Express is by far one of the most resonating movies of my childhood. I just remember, like, back when I used to go to this charter school, and I was in I think I was in kindergarten. Yeah, it was in kindergarten. They were having like this Christmas themed movie night that had hot cocoa and snacks and all that. It was the whole shebang. And the movie was actually The Polar Express, and I wasn't paying attention to it because I was too busy talking to my friends about Minecraft or something. But I just remember, like, in the background, the movie just looked elegant. It looked very beautiful in terms of its visuals, and I just thought it looked really, really good. So I will give it props for its visuals. But at the same time, with its visuals, because of how realistic it looks, it comes with a crutch. Because it looks so realistic, it can come off as creepy, especially if you're supposed to go for that animation. Especially if you're going with the animation approach, it could still look very stiff and whatnot. It just looks very uncanny, as I said before. So the visuals are like a hit or miss for me. Really, like, the visuals are good, but at the same time, it's just, they're a little too good. So for those of you who live under a rock under the deep blue sea, The Polar Express is basically about this young boy who doesn't have a name. He's just a boy that has a blue robe on and yellow pajamas. I don't know why I just stopped there. So basically, he is doubting the power of Christmas to where he doesn't believe in Santa. He just doesn't, you know, he's just being a Grinch, just doubting the essence of Christmas. So as a result, when he goes to sleep, he hears his entire house shake and crumble as there's an entire steam locomotive that pulls up next to his house, and somehow he is the only one that sees it. And that leads to a theory to where how this entire movie was a dream sequence, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it causes a ton of continuity, which it causes a ton of continuity to the point where it kind of comes off as inconsistent, to where throughout, like, the ending half of the movie, to where he gets that bell from Santa Claus and he loses it because he has a hole in his pocket, and then when he wakes up and gets the gift and he gets that same bell that he lost from the one that he lost. Wait, what? He gets the same bell that he lost when he went to the North Pole. It just kind of comes off as inconsistent, because again, if it was a dream, then how would he get that physical item unless his parents knew that he went to the Polar Express, even though they didn't do anything about it? See, that's what I'm saying. It just gets confusing. I'm just running in circles, but there's a lot of good things to say about this movie. Like, as I said, the visuals are really elegant, but as I said, it's a hit or miss. The movie is also very iconic. It's somewhat of a musical. There's only like a few songs from the movie that are well known. So the way I am going to rank these movies is that I am going to go ahead and add a ranking system known as Jingle Bells. Anyways, so the way I am gonna go ahead and do this is that each criteria is gonna have jingle bells. And the way this is gonna work is I'm gonna have a scoring criteria that is gonna be of the following: holiday spirit, story and characters, rewatchability, visual appeal, and cultural impact. And each of those categories will have a maximum of 5 jingle bells. So based on what I have written down right here, I already have ranked the Polar Express based on jingle bells, so we're gonna go ahead and just go over it. I think the holiday spirit in general gets just a 5. Like really, no complaints about it. Just 5 jingle bells out of 5. And then you have the story and the characters, 4 out of 5. The reason why I gave it a 4 out of 5 is because it has a beautiful story, but it could use some work to where there was some, as I said, it just was a little inconsistent, and some of the characters just felt like they were underdeveloped. And then you have the rewatchability. I give this one a 3.5 out of 5. The reason why I did that is mainly because, like, while it is like really good movie to watch for the Christmas season, where they have like these awkward pauses to where like it just kind of throws off the pacing a little off. It just throws off the pacing just a little bit. And then you also have like the off-putting animation as well. So you have that. So for the visual appeal, I gave this a 4 out of 5. Again, while the animation is really, really good and hit or miss, I still think that there is room for improvement when it came to the motion cap. And then you have the cultural impact, 4 out of 5. It is a modern holiday classic to where it has like the 2000s, feel to it. It feels like a really good Christmas movie to watch for the holidays, as I said like a million times. So with the music, the score, and the overall story, that leaves it with 21 jingle bells out of 25. Let's move on to the next movie. Moving on to the next movie on our list, we have Elf. And if I seem a little off in this clip, it's because I just realized I recorded this entire segment of the video without recording it. So now I have to give my opinions, my thoughts, and a rundown of the story again. So if I just feel off, or if I just run through it, that's why. So yeah, when I was recording this part, I had nothing but good things to say about it. Just a couple of critiques here and there. Just a very heartwarming, hilarious classic that should be watched year-round. Just a very good movie. So the movie is about the titular character named Buddy, to where he was given that name when he was raised by elves in the North Pole, to where a baby in an orphanage crawled its way into Santa's bag and somehow ended up at the North Pole. And now chaos ensues to where he finds out that he has a dad in New York, to where he goes on to pay him a visit and chaos ensues. Very unique plot, very creative. So that being said, I'm going to go on to just give it the criteria it deserves. Holiday spirit, I gave it a 5 out of 5. No complaints, very good. Just overall, the whole movie, as a matter of fact, the whole point of the movie was about spreading holiday spirit. So I feel like it wouldn't be right to dock off any points for that category. So yeah. Story and characters, I gave this one a 4 out of 5 because I think there could have been a little bit more development with the characters, just a little bit. Buddy, even though he is a very open book, I feel like there could have been more that could have been done with him, but that's just my opinion. But other than that, I feel like every character, including Jovi and Buddy, they all did an amazing job playing their characters. I just feel like there could have been a little bit more done. Then you have the rewatchability. I gave this one a 5 out of 5. Very hilarious and heartwarming, and just a very classic movie to watch on the holidays. So really nothing much to say about the rewatchability, other than good things, because it is a really rewatchable movie. Then you have the visual appeal. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 also, because I feel like with the charming sets and the costumes and whatnot, there is a lot that was done with, there is a ton of effort that was going on with the visuals and whatnot. I just feel like there could have been a little bit more done when it came the limitations of it being a 2003 movie, but still very good. I'm not complaining. It's just, if anything, it's just I feel like there could have been a little bit more done when it came to the visuals and whatnot. And then you have the cultural impact. 5 out of 5. Easy 5 out of 5. With the quotes, the scenes, and Will Ferrell's performance, it all comes together nicely in a nice Christmas cake. I don't know. In a nice holiday movie cake. So with that being said, Elf gets 23 jingle bells out of 25. We still have a few more movies to rank, so let's get on with them. Alright, next up we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the 2000s version with Jim Carrey's performance. I sound sponsored. Jim Carrey does an amazing job playing his role as the Grinch. I don't know why I had to think about that, but yeah, he did a very good job playing his character. A little trivia with this movie, Jim Carrey was actually given the chance to play Buddy the Elf in Elf. But at the same time, he was also offered the same role as the Grinch in The Grinch. So he had a choice of which movie to film, and we all know which one he chose. And I believe he made the right choice because this movie is overall iconic. Very overall heartwarming, and nothing but nice things to say about it. Just a few critiques here and there, but other than that, just a very nice, heartwarming movie. So the story, everyone knows the story about the Grinch. He hates Christmas because his heart is two sizes. Wow. His heart is two sizes too small, and he just hates how they feast and they feast, and how they sing and they sing. And I just feel like this is just an overall iconic story. So overall, it's very easy just to kind of talk about the Grinch to anybody, which makes it very iconic. So yeah, very heartwarming movie. Cinematography, wow, I can't talk. Cinematography is also really great as well for it being a movie that was in the 2000s. So overall, very well done when it came to the production quality and whatnot for it being a movie that is about 24 years old. So yeah, so let's just go on with the criteria, shall we? We have the holiday spirit, 4 out of 5. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna give this a 3, but I was feeling generous, so I gave it a 4. I feel like only reason why I docked off points for that was, or I docked off a point for that was because I feel like it gives off the wrong message in the first half, to where it gives off like a bunch of raunchy and a po-po jokes, and I just feel like, you know, like with the Grinch's character, of course, there's gonna be a lot of innuendos with his character and whatnot. So I feel like with the holiday spirit, it comes off more as a comedy than it does as a holiday spirit movie. But even though it still is a Christmas movie, it does a really good job doing it. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 for holiday spirit. Then you have the story and characters. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 also, because as Carrey did a great job playing his character, I feel like they did a little too much with him, to where they did a bunch of expo dumping. Is that what it's called? Yeah. They did a lot of exposition dumping with this character, and I feel like that kind of just made it a little dumb, in my opinion. But other than that, I feel like with the backstory, there is a right way to do it and a wrong way, and I feel like they didn't go in either direction. I just feel like they could have. It was right in the middle, kind of in that gray area, to where they kind of felt like, you know, they could have done good. They could have done better with it, but it wasn't bad. So it gets a 4 out of 5 for me with story and characters. Rewatchability, I gave this one a 4 out of 5 because it is a very iconic movie with some rewatchability features. But I feel like that with Carrey's performance, it may not appeal to everybody, because again, as I said earlier, with this raunchy personality, it could come off as a little demeaning and just a little inappropriate for the kiddos that are trying to watch a Grinch movie. But overall, I feel like they did a good job with this character. I feel like there's a bunch of enjoyability with that as well. Is that a word, enjoyability? Don't quote me on that. Anyway, it's a really enjoying. I'm just making up words at this point. It's a really enjoyable movie to watch, especially with this character. I just feel like they could have toned it down on the raunchiness just a little bit. Then you have the visual appeal. I give this one an easy 5 out of 5. They did a great job with capturing the Dr. Seuss style, to where it feels like they just ripped. It just feels like they ripped each scene out of the book, and it just feels like that book just came to life on screen, and I feel like they killed it with the visuals. So easy 5 out of 5. And then you have the cultural impact. I also gave this one a 5 out of 5. It was a huge box office success, and it's only the one of many adaptations with The Grinch, to where there's even a stage musical based off it, and there's also the animated one by Illumination Studios. So overall, one of the better adaptations of it. So yeah, really good. Wow, very good cultural impact. So in total, that leaves us with 22 out of 25 Jingle Bells. We have a couple more movies to rank, so let's get on with them. Everyone knows the story of Home Alone. Very classic movie when it comes to its story, its cinematography, and overall just humor of the movie. Very nice movie to watch for the holidays. A lot of effort was clearly shown in this movie, and that's why I absolutely love Home Alone. Very nice, very well done movie. So I don't really think there's much to say about the story other than how the story is literally revealed by the title of the movie. A kid is left alone on the holidays when his parents leave on a trip to Chicago on a plane, to where they somehow bring their one and only son that is the most mistreated out of the family. And then you have Home Alone. And he even has and I just absolutely love the scene to where he's just kicking burglary butt. I just think that was really well done when it came to it being iconic. Its humor, everything just comes together nicely, and I absolutely love it. Very nicely well done movie. So without further ado, let's get on with the rankings. Holiday Spirit, I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Not for any particular reason, I just feel like there could have been a little bit more done when it came to spreading holiday joy and cheer and whatnot. But overall, it does a very good job of doing that. Just feel like there could have been a little bit more done. Story and characters, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. Kevin's character is very unforgettable, and the bandits are also just remarkable, and it's just pure comedy gold. Very well done with the characters and writing and whatnot, so nothing bad to say about that at all. Rewatchability, 5 out of 5 as well. Very rewatchable movie with a ton of memorable moments, and there's also a ton of, quotes there's also a ton of quotable moments as well in the movie. And I absolutely think that this movie is a little underappreciated, actually, when it comes to it being iconic. So really, I believe this deserves a 5 out of 5 for rewatchability. Then you have the visual appeal. I gave this one a 4 out of 5 as well. I just think that when it comes to no, actually, I'm going to change that. Giving it a 5 out of 5. I feel like everything that was done with the cinematography was perfect. Everything was done nicely. Especially with the house that they used for the burglary scene. They've done a remarkable job with it. Cultural impact, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. Easy 5 out of 5. Really well done stuff. So overall, just a timeless classic that just resonates with everybody no matter what. And I feel like this is also a movie that you could just watch at Christmas. Even if you're like in July or August, you can still watch this movie just for the comedy. It's really funny. So overall, it gets a 24 out of 20. So overall, that leaves us 24 out of 25 Jingle Bells. And without further ado, we have the final Christmas movie on our list, Arthur's Perfect Christmas. Let's get on with it. Arthur's Perfect Christmas is by far one of the more unappreciated Christmas movies, but it is still considered a Christmas movie in my book, as I did grow up watching this way back when. I was about 5 whenever I was very first introduced to Arthur, and ever since then, I grew up with him. He was a very relatable aardvark, and I just absolutely love his character. And the movie and his holiday special is just a very beloved classic that just feels like a love letter to the Arthur fans. So without further ado, let's get on to talking about this. So Arthur's Perfect Christmas is the story about an aardvark named Arthur, who is wanting this Christmas to be the best Christmas yet, which he sings Perfect Christmas. And I just want to say this, by the way, they popped off on the music. Music is too good. Like, this feels like it could be a stage musical with how good the music is. Like, I will literally pay any amount of money just to see a stage musical of Arthur's Perfect Christmas. I recommend watching it on your own time if you are into musicals and if you're into Christmas. And if you are into animated movies in general, I recommend it. Really well done stuff when it came to its overall music stuff and whatnot. So he sings that song, and everything that could go wrong goes wrong. There's a point in the movie to where Arthur wants to redeem himself by giving his mom a glass bird or something. I'm not too sure what it was exactly. I'm going based off memory. But it was like this glass ornament that he wanted to surprise his mom with because he broke it during the summer. And he wanted to surprise her with it. So he goes on to find a replacement at the mall, and he gets a gift for it and whatnot. And of course that goes wrong to where he drops it from his dog. And that's where he just feels like he messed up Christmas and everyone hates him. I find this movie to do a really well done job when it comes to expectations and anxiety as well, to where it feels like all these standards must be met in order to have a good Christmas, but at the end of the day, you can still have a good Christmas even if all your standards aren't met. And I just feel like the overall theming and message of the movie is very well done and just overall just perfect. as it is in the title. But yeah, Arthur's Perfect Christmas, really well done movie with a really nice moral at the end. So without further ado, let's get on with our rankings. Holiday Spirit, I gave this one a 5 out of 5, easy. It does a really good job with its morals and messages, and just gives off a really well done accent to its characters as well, which actually segues to our next criteria. Story and characters, I gave this one a 4 out of 5. I feel like the only reason why I docked off a point for this is because there was a character named Muffy that is very insufferable, and I would never watch it just for her again. I feel like the characters could have been a little nicer to each other, especially for it being the Christmas season. I just feel like some of the characters were just insufferable to watch in some cases, but other than that, they did a great job of portraying their characters in this special. So overall, just a 4 out of 5. Rewatchability, I gave this one a 3 out of 5. As much as I love it, I just feel like there could have been more done to the rewatchability access, because to the rewatchability element, because even though this is a Christmas special, it feels like it can only be watched on Christmas, which you could say for any other Christmas movie. But as I said with Home Alone previously, I said that was a movie that you could watch anytime, anywhere, because the comedy made up for it. But in this case, Arthur's Perfect Christmas, it just feels like one of those specials that you can only watch on the holidays because of its morals and messages. And again, as much as I love it, I have to give it a 3 out of 5. Just could have done better with the rewatchability in general. Visual appeal, I gave this one a 3 out of 5 as well, because the animation was actually hand-drawn, which is a very nice aspect, but I just feel like they could have done more with its visuals and whatnot. I just feel like they could have made it more grandiose, if that makes any sense. So overall, just a very nice movie with some decent animation. I just feel like they could have done a little bit more with it. Cultural impact, I give this one a 3 out of 5 as well. I'm really treating this movie harshly for as much as I love it. Only reason why I gave it a 3 out of 5 is because it's more of a Christmas special than it is a Christmas movie. So it's more beloved by Arthur fans than it is by anyone that's looking to watch a Christmas movie. Like, it's probably like on the lower, it gets the lower end of the stick whenever you go to search for Christmas movies. Like, that's definitely not one of the first movies to be seen when you're looking at Christmas movies to watch, but it is a Christmas movie that does need to be watched more. I just feel like it's a little underappreciated and just flies under the radar, which kind of makes it a little bit hard to get that cultural impact element in there. So I had to give it a 3 out of 5. And with that, that leaves us with 19 Jingle Bells out of 25. That saddens me. That actually saddens me. I thought this would have gotten more, but this turned out to be the lowest scoring of all the movies that we ranked. It's still very good though. I'm not letting that score dictate I'm not saying that score should dictate you if you watch that special or not. I still highly recommend it, but just in terms of a critic's perspective, I just feel like there could have been a lot more done when it came to the cultural impact or the visuals and stuff like that. So just overall could have been a lot more done with that special. But it is a TV special, so it already has the end of it. So it isn't. But it's more of a TV special, as I said like a million times, but it still gets the shorter end of the stick. But yeah, that leaves us with all of our Christmas specials. This was a really fun video to make. I'm really glad I got to rank all the Christmas movies from my honest opinion and from my critique point of view. In my critiquing point of view, I feel like all these movies are really great candidates. But yeah. So let's go on to see which happens to be the best Christmas movie. So according to my stats, from what I've written down, Elf and Home Alone tied for the final rankings. So in order to do a tiebreaker, we will go ahead and just kind of go on the more nostalgic aspect of movies and kind of just see what makes it more remarkable. So we'll go ahead and kind of just say when it comes to the emotional themes, when it comes to like how bonding and family occurs in a Christmas special like this, and then you have generosity, and then you have belief when it comes to like religion and stuff like that. Like some movies, like all Christmas movies should be universal, no matter your religion, no matter if you're Muslim or Jewish or a Christian. These movies should appeal to everyone, even though it is more of a Christian holiday. That doesn't mean that like you shouldn't necessarily not celebrate Christmas or let alone watch a Christmas special just for it. It's still a movie at the end of the day, so it should still fall under like that movie guidelines to where it still should be enjoyable to watch whether or not if it's a Christmas movie. So with that being said, I gave Elf the title of the best Christmas movie to watch during the holidays. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna leave it to you guys to see which one you think is the best out of all the movies we talked about. But yeah, just my personal humble opinion, I believe Elf happens to win this verdict that I came up with. I feel like when it comes to all aspects, when it comes to humor, visuals, cinematography, everything with Elf just felt like perfectly executed. And I can't say any more about it other than good things, of course. So Elf happens to be the verdict for me. And if you have a Christmas movie that wasn't on this list that you think is better than Elf, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. So yeah, that is gonna end this video. I have no clue how long this video is because I have yet to edit it, but I managed to keep my little outfit on, so I'm actually really proud of myself for that. So I hope you all really enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a safe and happy holiday. Merry Christmas.